30 seconds to battle. The battle begins. Man, one of the best changes they made to the Centaur in quite a while. But mid lane, like we talked about, Bryle on the Keeper of the Light versus Laurel's Leshrac, neither of which should technically.
So we'll be fine. It was important for the multi-shot that the creep wave came in. I actually think Collapse dies there, but the creep wave comes in and blocks the final volley. So they can count their lucky stars for that one, and now this top lane is going to get a lot harder for TSM. Ring of Health on Centaur is a very big deal. Constant 15 HP regen is great against this kind of harassment lane that Drow and Undying put out. He's got 2 points in Retaliate, which also further dissuades them from doing that, and once the Vanguard comes out, they just flat out can't kill him anymore, right? It's just the freest lane.
I mean, the less strength you have, the better your HP regen is, Cinderin.
Technically, yeah. So
kind of. As bottom lane, Yatoro is chasing Kasane right now. That looks to be an easy one for him, although Maposhka ends up netting it. So 2-1 advantage for Team Spirit right now. They've taken out 2 cores, and they've only lost the support thus far in this game.
Yeah, their lanes look very good. Laurel has broken even middle with the Caudal. I guess actually even slightly ahead, which I was not expecting. As Bryle is now doing a double stack in the jungle, he's leaving Laurel to take the full mid wave. And the bottom lane is just such a freebie for Bloodseeker. Look at him crushing Kasane so far, 29 and 9 against 14 for 5. And this is one of the problems with 4 Ricky, right? Is that your laning presence this early on, if you're not playing with a lane dominator in a favorable matchup, is kind of... He's kind of irrelevant, right? Like, he's kind of shielding for the Enigma, and he's trying to do some cute creep pulls like this, but there's nothing stopping Yatoro from just ramping up and killing Eidolons, farming these side camp. It's very, very good news for Team Spirit how this game is shaping up already 5 minutes in.
But tell me, just in general, because we talked about how Ricky's been picked a lot because of the dart, but in the laning stage, generally, not this game specifically, but generally, how useful is Ricky in the laning stage?
So there's a couple of combinations which you can play with where you can actually win your lane, but I think a lot of it comes down to the enemy showing weakness. Like in this case, you're playing against Treant plus a strong lane carry. I don't know what offlaner Ricky wins this lane with. Like maybe something like Bat Rider, maybe Veno if you get some sort of cool setup or whatever. But for the most part, Ricky is a lane loser that then turns into an incredible hero minute 15, and it's about staying afloat in the lane either by having an offlaner that's very independent, like something like Timbersaw or a Centaur with Vanguard or whatever it is. Or if the enemy does have a weak safe lane, then maybe Ricky plus an offlane dominate type hero can pressure with the Blink Strike Orb of Venom. But in this case, Ari didn't even go for the orb because he knows they can't win the lane, so why bother, right? He's just gone straight boots and he's pulling waves because he knows this is a losing battle no matter what.
Well, Bryle has his boosted travel on the way. Mira is attempting to gank him. I'm not sure if this is going to happen, but either way, money has been spent for Bryle. 7-minute boosted travel, not too shabby. He's actually going to use that right away into the top lane. Collapse, getting slowed perpetually. You can see the level 3 Retaliate doing work, but it's the magic damage that just rips right through him. So, nice stuff here by Bryle.
That's a cool move because, like I said, there's no way Centaur dies up here after he gets Vanguard, right? But if he is floating on around half and Caudal sees this move with travels, that is a really great pickup. He's going to give Tomato some breathing room, closing in on his level 6, and once he has that, he's probably just out of there. He's just going to go and farm jungle and leave the lane to either Undying or the Ricky to get the dart at the right timing. That's the thing about Ricky as well. You do need to farm a little bit, even though you're one of the heroes that takes the least creeps in the game. Because as it stands right now, his passive gold will not get him the dart minute 15, so he has to, at some point, hog a lane, and that will be a great time to do it, will be when Drow naturally wants to get out of this lane. You just grab a couple of CS there, you're relatively safe against the Centaur with your 2 escape spells.
If only it was like Dota 1 where you could share gold, Cinderin.
Oh, that was for a very short time.
Horrific mechanic.
Also, I remember everybody sending their gold to a troll so he could rush Rapier.
That's right, Rapier first item.
Yeah, everyone was very bad back then.
Yeah, they sure were. You were a pro player after all. So Bryle ends up going to the bot lane, but
not even then.
Oh, that was before even your time, yeah. Laurel's going to take advantage of the space that has been made here to do a ton of damage to the tier 1. It's not quite enough to get the kill. Braille had to waddle his way back into the lane the old-fashioned way because he was spotted in the bot lane.
Ari is in trouble. This was a great defensive play coming out from TSM though. So they rupture the Riki. Ari waits as long as possible on Tricks into the trade, so he dodges the Blood Ray, and then he just stands still, waits for Rupture to expire and blinks away. Kasana covered him with a stun on Bloodseeker, so didn't lead to a kill onto Ari. And that's good news for them. Now they know they don't have to worry about Rupture for a little while. They can actually make their own move. They're going to bring down the Caudal.
Braille comes down. Illuminate onto 2 heroes. Yataro is donezo. Mapochka into the tree. Tricks of the trade. Gonna clip him. But he's going to be A-okay. But again, that's just the support tree and protector, so nothing really lost there for TSM. And Braille has enough time to go back to the mid lane and push this out a little bit more.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
A tithe to the impurities. Not for the likes of you.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Elemental gold. Invisibility.
is under attack.
I'm dead.
Reduce to your elements.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Regeneration.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
With the impurities.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Invisibility. By my edict. A tithe to the impurities.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant are scanning.
Death's bounty.
I shall honor your name.
Double damage.
Indeed. By the way, rejoin the call, Cinderin. They typed to us. I have done so just to make sure you're on the same page and I'm not talking to myself. As
I have returned, I think.
okay, good effort.
I have at least
Tier 1.
tried to
Radiant's
return.
top tower has fallen.
All 3 tier 1s now dead. Mjolnir online for Mr. Yotaro. And he's going to be going for the Basher, Abyssal, and then Swift Blink to follow.
Brile, Force Staff will get him out of trouble this time. But he needs to be really careful. If he gets caught by Centaur up here, he will be toast. To him plus Lesh. Should be able to kill him from full health. Lesh can pop the BKB to not get hexed and just run him down. Sitting on faster move speed than the Caudle. It feels weird to say, but Lesh is actually faster than Caudle now with the 25 move speed talent on 15.
Oh, it makes sense. He's his own mount, right? You don't need a mount in separation here. His tricks of the trade. Blink Strike. All right, Ricky's good. Collapse, stuck on the cliff. Can't get off for a bit, but nobody's near him, so no need to fear. And any other items you think are really important? Kasane has the full pipe Greaves. What was he going for next?
I don't think he's queued
Thought he had
anything up at
something
this
queued
point
up
yet.
earlier. Okay.
Did he?
Maybe not.
The last thing I saw him have queued up was the pipe, so... Yeah, Toro gets hexed?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the hex reveal. Stampede
Dart?
again, but the dart is going to counteract that. Smoke screen to follow. He's going to pop his BKB, attempting to run away, but Blink Strike doing a little bit of damage. This is a support Ricky. Do you have enough to finally finish him off? And yes, the Blink Strike to follow. The second charge is there. Laurel forced to BKB. As finally, TSM getting some good... a good kill.
Yep.
But they force out some item usage as well, and they can perhaps go for Roche.
And this is all the hex, and this time the implementation of it is that they hex the Bloodseeker, he gets Stampeded, and then he instantly gets darted. So they outlast effectively the Stampede until they can connect with all their damage, and they end up not needing to Black Bolt. This one kill is going to open up for a potential Roche. I'm
Surprised they're not like forcing this, because they know that BKB is down by Lesh. You have Black Hole, which has yet to be used the entire game. Bushwhack onto 2. Roche only at half
Gets
HP.
Very annoying here.
He is multi-shot, getting him down to half HP. He's going to be dusted though in the meantime. They're trying to get him with the 4-step onto the high ground. Oh, actually, the Gust connects onto 2 here, but TSM not going to commit.
This is so exceptional defensive play from Spirit with the tools that they have, right? So they bait their Trand out. They're instantly ready to cover him from the high ground with a 4-staff on the Hoodwink with Lens, so she can reach down there when he gets hexed. And all they're trying to do is delay this so long that Jotaro is up, and TSM have to second-guess themselves if they're even able to do this. So very well done. There's the Lincolns and Drow. Tomato making good progress. TSM look a little bit lost right now. They're not convinced what they want to do. And as they're making their decision, the lanes are just being pushed out by Spirit. Up top, they already have momentum on bottom.
Yeah, net worth wise is an extremely even game though. It doesn't feel like it for some reason, but yeah, very
these
even
last
game.
couple of minutes have been important for TSM for sure. The kill on Bloodseeker is very meaningful.
And so Roche will slowly regen back to a respectable amount of HP.
Yep.
And like you said, Lincoln's on Tomato now. He's going to be going for the Manta style afterwards. So another way to dispel like blood right and overgrowth and
Yeah, it needs to against
God knows what else.
I mean, I think there was a case to be made to not go Lincolns and go Manta in that slot against Tree, and then play around Rupture as a team. Because you can get some sort of protection at this point. You have the Soul Rip, you have Smokescreen, you have Blinding Light, you have Black Hole. If Enigma is covering you, so Bloodseeker can't just run in on you immediately, you have some sort of defensive line for yourself, but with the Lincolns, obviously, you're not worried at all about getting ruptured, unless it gets broken by something. But the options are pretty limited, right? What can it get broken by? A Lightning Storm, Leech Seed. That's it, right? I think so. Or a Force Staff from Hoodwink. So, pretty decent.
Get Summer smoked up. Ari, he's going to get the dart up onto Collapse, but the Force Staff is there. Sheep is there as well, though, to try to counteract it. Tombstone is placed. And that's going to be an easy kill, or is it? Collapse spots the BKB. Stampede can blink TP. Again, they get out. Unreal.
Wow. That was an escape I was not expecting to see. I really thought he was a goner there, but yeah, BKB forced
Oh my god.
Stampede.
No way. Is he actually... He's memeing, right? Is he actually going Ags
You gonna buy the
on
card
Centaur?
for Lesh?
No, okay, we're gonna have to... We're gonna have to not talk about this just for a little bit because Roche is being attempted center, even though this is the only thing I can think about.
Mount. Why would he be in a cart?
I don't know. Well, sometimes you have horse carts, right?
That's true. It's the horse transport. Yes.
It's a horse trailer.
Deliver him straight to TSM.
Oh my god, please let this happen. I have to literally remind myself what this thing does other than put the thing in the cart. As Collapse is going to go in with the double hook stop. No, the BKB instantly by Tomato. Rochan getting very low. Collapse trying to focus it down, but here comes the Black Hole. Who's going to get the Aegis? It's going to be Collapse who gets it. The Undying is the first to fall for TSM, and Tomato falls next. TSM, this is an absolute disaster. Aegis is consumed, but Team Spirit walking away. They're going to be able to get Bryle as well on the high ground. Horrific counter initiation here, despite the BKB being used at the perfect time from Tomato. Not able to take full advantage.
It's just so crucial that the Black Hole isn't better than that, right? If he gets it on one more core, we could be looking at a very different team fight now. Instead, we look at probably the game-winning moment for Spirit. Like, I know it's a bit early to call it here, but this is about as big as it gets. You get a 5-0 fight and the Roche. You get to push out all the lanes and get yourself a stable position on the map, and you get half a cart for free. So now you just need to farm the other half of the cart.
All right.
He got 2 wheels and a couple of planks from that.
All right, Cinderin, you've been covering more DPC than me this season.
I have not seen this item this year.
By more,
For
okay. Yeah, let me remind myself. Hitch a ride. You toss an ally into the cart. That's the part we knew. While in the cart, they can still cast and attack, but can't move independently or be targeted by opponents.
So he can't be hexed in the cart, but he can get Black Hole. And he can't
Right.
be guarded either. So effectively what you do as Centaur, if you can, you jump on the Enigma. Wait, how is it Blink interacts with the cart? I actually forgot. If you cart someone and you
There's
blink,
there's a certain
max
range.
right?
There is,
Yeah.
and I don't know what it is. It's if you try to do the max blink range, it will break. I remember testing that very early on.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Like just the defensive measure of being able to not be targeted is pretty big for a Lesh. But like you said, the Black Hole is the big one.
The question is if Collapse knows the range.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though. Like usually, like Pulse Nova, you need to be right next to them, and Stampede, it does obviously help you get close, but it's not like it's an infinite duration or anything.
Uh-oh.
So, but then the lack of stuns makes this actually good.
Let's see, Ari.
Ricky's dead. As long as you get Stampede off, you're not stopping it. There's an amazing Black Hole. But that's the other thing is,
again, it feels like Spirit are taking this path. Oh boy, Kazane is gone.
don't let
So
this
I think
game end,
Spirit
please.
Considering this item They're considering this item specifically because of the lack of stuns, right? It just makes it way more valuable in this game, the lack of control. Enigma will try to get BKB, but again, with this additional delay now, Kasane is probably looking at a few minutes to finish that off. And it's exceptionally important to get that, because he's just not safe blackholing at any point. There's way too many interrupts. Centaur Stomp, there's the Leshrac stun, Hoodwink stun with massive range. There's an Abyssal now in Bloodseeker, so he can stop it himself. Ryle just barely outranging that. But not outranging this one.
Overgrowth.
Good Hex, though.
Yeah. They have the blink.
Whoa.
The beautiful Force Staff. Laurel gets off the BKB. And nothing will happen. He has to run away in shame, being chased by a single zombie without legs. It's crawling on 2 arms. And Leshrac.
Laurel and no Aegis, so maybe an opportunity, but they're not going to pursue into the enemy high ground. So that might have been a Brile kill if they didn't both Force Staff the Centaur at the same time. I think Mira tried to help Collapse get to the high ground, and they both Force Staffed in like opposite directions and got nowhere.
Alright, Cinder, stop talking.
Okay.
Ags is there. We have the hitch a ride. Thank God. The reason we don't see it is because you need to not have any stuns on the enemy team, which just isn't a thing on pro play. Until today. Oh, Bushwhack is there. Collapse. He's waiting for his cart mate, which is the goat, Laurel. Okay. Of course, this kind of wastes the blink dagger from Laurel. It feels... I don't know. This feels like a meme still, even in the perfect scenario. But we'll see. We'll see.
What if you drive Bloodseeker in and he abysses someone?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you do get 200 extra melee range.
You do.
So, very important. Apparently, the cart has very big walls. Okay, Ari, is he going to be seen here? Oh, nice disjoint there. Instant hoof stomp from Collapse. They don't have vision, though. Now they do. Oh, he's going to Stampede. He hasn't used cart yet. Unacceptable behavior here from Collapse, but it'll lead to a kill, so you can't blame him too much. Gets the 25, or he gets the 20 talent for the Stampede cooldown after he's used Stampede. Never feels good, but
wait, I just had a thought.
It is what it is.
You can. We've been focusing way too much on the offensive part of the cart, right? You can hitch a ride people that are in black hole, right?
You have to be perfect. I mean, what's the range on hitch? Pretty low. I mean, it's
pretty short, but like imagine your Bloodseeker or your Lesh gets blackholed, you can actually blink and then cart them, and then they can't get hit by Drow.
I mean,
that's
get
hit by multi-shot.
Yeah. Technically, I feel like that's kind of fringe though, don't you? As Mira, he's gonna get gusted. Tombstone is placed. There's the hoof stomp from Collapse. Has to pop the BKB. He's taking a lot of right clicks from Tomato though. And another one should do it. Ari comes in with the blink strike, does get the kill finally onto Collapse, but here comes Laurel and Yatoro. They absolutely destroy Tomato, and they even get Whitemon on top. And Ari on top of that. We have yet to see the card, and we might not. Yep, it's the icing on top of the icing. It's basically the American cake, the default American cake.
That's kind of a funny point. Like, if he had another item than cart there, that would have been better. He just hasn't used it yet. If he had a defensive item, he would have survived.
It gives good stats, okay?
Or a Shiva.
Uh-oh, Brile's dead too. Don't tell me we're gonna see the freaking cart get purchased and not used once.
It's good for the stats of win rates for Ags.
That's true.
It will contribute to that. It will be good for your trivia.
Which Aghanim Scepter has a 100% win rate at the Lima Major?
With one purchase.
With 0 usage. That's the even more interesting stat. Alright, he's going to come up. He's got Stampede. Like, that's the thing that's awkward that I found as a really amazing player myself, so I know it translates directly to pro play, but you have to have Stampede up for this to be good. That's weird, I think.
Unless if it's as a save. Right?
Okay, so you jump in and you save, and they can't be targeted. They can still be damaged by AoE and whatnot, and you just waddle away?
I mean, it's an 8-second save if you think of it that way. Like, let's say the enemy carry Drow doesn't have... It's 8-second duration. So, if Drow doesn't have multi-shot, you're effectively... Let's say you hitch the Lesh. The Lesh is just invincible to Drow for 8 seconds. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
But, again, like you said, we haven't seen it yet, and I don't know how big a part of the motivation it was. Kasane will finally get a BKB in what looks to be a minute now. 40 minutes in with the build-up that he did. Probably having some regrets about what he prioritized with how the game played out. They never really got to execute the strategy that they meant to with these items.
I think it's a lot of it can be attributed to their surprise and just absolute awestruck by the fact that Aghanim Scepter was in fact purchased by Centaur. They don't know how to deal with it, Syndarin.
They knew that was coming before they started choosing their items. So
That's
they were
right.
really surprised.
That is correct. All right, we're going to be watching Collapse for the rest of this game. Make sure that he does use Hitch a Ride at some point. He's going to get slowed here.
Free Roche. This is a really big one for them to get. Who's going to get the shard? Lesh could get it for pushing. He could put it on... Probably Lesh. You could get a boomerang on the Hoodwink as well. Or not Bloodseeker for damage. Sure, fine.
Sure.
Why not?
I think if they were worried about high ground, then you'd give it to Lesh probably. But in the current state, go for the damage. All right, back to Collapse, of course. This is Collapse TV. Has his boots of travel now to synergize a little bit better with Hitch a Ride. So now that when Stampede is down, he will still be a useful... Oh, wait, he's going to do it. I can feel it. Hitch a Ride. Don't use it as a save. For God's sake, use it offensively. Diabolic Edict.
Oh, he gets in behind Brian. He missed the stun!
Oh my God, Collapse. Ever since he's picked up this Aghanim Scepter, he has been playing terribly. Pops the BKB, runs away in shame, understands that he should have used Hitch a Ride. For God's sake.
Oh, imagine you could hitch enemies.
Haven't we had...
Blink in, Hitch a Ride the Coddle, and then he's invulnerable for 8 seconds in your cart, but he can't move.
Oh, you want the invulnerability to stay. I see. Very important aspect.
It's like a super Bat Rider lasso, but the enemy is invulnerable. Or untargetable. That would be very overpowered. Do not do that. Alright.
Smoke by TSM. This looks like it might be a last-ditch effort. Collapse is going to break it from the high ground.
Nice little nifty trickster cloak you've got there, my friend. Just scouting them out. Yatoro is not a valid target here. If TSM go on him, they lose the game. They cannot kill him twice, which is quite the problem, because he's kind of, you know, the enemy carry who's going to body all of your team if the fight starts. But I think going on this guy first is just not the approach you want to take.
I think generally, if you're not able to kill somebody on the enemy team, that's a bad sign.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you. So Laurel has his overwhelming blink now. He is out of slots, it feels like. So he's going to go for the backpack refresher, which not as useful as it used to be, but still good. Got to get that BKB refresh every 5 minutes or whatever the cooldown is. Now they're going to smoke up. I'm going to force some TPs back, but not the biggest of pushes here. Aegis still there for 2.5 minutes, so expect Team Spirit to push the envelope. As Abyssal Blade onto Whitemon into death.
Oh, Tomato and Shadow Blade.
Collapse.
Just barely dodged the gem.
Collapse. Hitch a Ride. Just use it! Alright, Overgrowth is going to cancel that TP as Laurel gets another kill. And TSM just falling apart. Hoof Stomp is there. Double kill for Yatoro. Stampede on top. Yet to see Hitch a Ride still... Somehow, Tomato, at the very least, Tomato and Brile survive. That's the two most... Wait! No, I say it a little too early. Collapse.
Good hex.
All right, has the Force Staff. Taking a lot of right-click damage, though. Tomato with the BKB TP inside his own base. Also, not a good sign.
I thought Yatoro undershot the blink, but it was the flicker. He didn't get across the hill, though.
Oh,
Second rupture,
and
he's
Brile,
25.
yep, he is dead. And now... Team Spirit can try to finish the job. They're gonna have to go to the top lane because of the creep equilibrium.
Refreshes on Yatoro and 2 new rupture charges, but now he has no mana. So
That's
I don't
right.
know how useful that really was.
Well, he can go die with the Aegis and refresh that mana after all. Collapse, in case you're keeping track, still has Hitch a Ride available.
Yep,
as Diabolic Edict starting to rip through. Hitch a Ride still available to be used right now. Could use it at this instant. But Stampede is not up for 5 seconds. That is when he will use the spell that you've never heard of.
Oh, there it is!
Oh, Hitch a Ride! What a play from Collapse! Instantly breaks it with the blink. Good lord, what an Aghanim Scepter! I love this thing. God, it's so bad.
It's like he literally he did it just so he could say that it was useful.
Yeah.
He already forced that Hoodwink out. I think she was completely safe, but now
Of course.
she's very, very safe.
Oh man.
Being brought away there. Very good.
The good news is it's only a 45-second cooldown. Why is it so high? It could be 10 seconds. Okay, if it was 10 seconds, it would be good.
Alright,
We can agree on
relax. Relax.
100% uptime. You can never target anybody in the game. That sounds good. All right, we got to think of ways to buff this thing. I think cooldown is a good start. Maybe he thought it was the old Ags. Is that possible? The damage
No.
reduction? Because TSM doesn't have damage. Is that right?
That is not possible that he was thinking that.
What do you mean it's not possible? Anything is possible.
Dire's top tower.
Wow, that's a very logical answer from you, Shannon. I'm impressed.
Okay, so I'm not going to
I
call
think it's
anybody out
emotionally
specifically.
impossible, okay? But logically possible.
I think, and you're guilty of this too, despite being a pro player in the past. Pro players sometimes don't pay attention, right? Sometimes they don't know
this
things.
is the #1 meme item in the game, and it's been in for over a year, right? Like,
Well,
there's
it's not
no
been
way.
a year. What are you talking about? Has it?
Cart?
Has it been a year?
I don't know. It was definitely in the game at TI. When was the last big patch? It came in with that Aghanims patch, didn't it?
I don't even know. I've lost track of time. Are you sure you can take people out of Black Hole?
That's what I think you can.
Because I think they... I could be wrong. I remember them maybe changing it for Chrono to not work.
All right,
But
here,
that
I
might
just
be
checked,
Marcy. Yes,
Shannon.
and?
It came out in August. You're right. Lucky.
Thank you.
It's been half a year.
Thank you. It's just not enough time to perfect it, you know? Perfect this
not
Aghanim
enough
Scepter
time to
build.
discover it.
Bryle. Oh, the hoof
Oh,
stomp
he
will
got him.
finally connect. Where is that cart? All right, he's
Okay, good
has to
save.
pop his BKB, taking heavy right-click damage. Wants to continue on. Baits out the Tombstone. But Team Spirit will not pursue any further, although Ari... He's going to get hexed. Okay, no, that's the Bloodseeker getting hexed, but it looks like the Split Earth is enough as Laurel easily picks off Ari. As the Rupture now into Whitemon has to stand inside. Okay, gets off a nice mini Yules via the Stormcrafter. But he is likely to still die. Zutaro with the Abyssal Blade just to finish the job. And here comes Laurel. Blinks in, but can't find anybody because the instant blinks from TSM are there. 32k lead for Team Spirit. 8k on Lesh.
Yeah, I mean, they keep getting away on their cores, but TSM aren't progressing in the game in any sense, right? We still haven't had a good Black Hole, 50 minutes in. They do have the setup for it now with Blink BKB, so it is a possibility. But Team Spirit are very cautious and very smart about their positioning in the team fights. It's generally one hero you can Black Hole, maybe two once in a while, but they're never clumping up. Doing a good job at just sending in the Lesh first, then he weaves back out, then Bloodseeker goes in, he weaves back out. Just covering it really nicely, so it's very hard for Kasane to find what he needs. And when you look at it, I just think it's impossible for TSM to win a fight without a good Black Hole. And if you're never getting the opportunities, then it's hard. We're up in 1 minute. This will be probably game ending if TSM do not contest it. It's just too many advantages mounting against them. So we'll start playing this area. Oh, they
Collapse
see
now
Tomato
has
with their
overwhelming
lane ward.
blink.
He might not expect this. He could get jumped.
Yeah.
Spirit are not going for it just yet.
Oh, baits out
Scaring him
the
off
Silver
there.
Edge. Yeah.
For fun.
Understandable. It's always fun to do. Oh, he's going to get popped. All right, they get rid of the Lincolns. Instant Hex to follow. Yataro gets off the first. Rupture continuing to bash now inside this BKB, and Tomato can't do anything. He is just brought down, but buys back into the game for this potential last stand for TSM in game number 1. Double buyback, in fact. Undying is the only one that cannot. Roach is not going to be up for another 15 seconds.
Alright, so I'm a little bit confused in that instance. Kasane has Blink BKB Black Hole ready as Timato's just getting mauled on by the Bloodseeker for 5 to 10 seconds straight, and he didn't go and try to save him. I wonder what the team comms are. Like, this fight is impossible, just get out, or if they were too worried about just getting counterplayed, but if that is not a moment worth trying to Black Hole for when you have the Drow Ranger being isolated by BS, like, maybe it's just hopeless. Maybe if you're Black Hole in there, so what? The Drow can't get away because of Rupture. Just kind of goes to show how rough a position they're in if that's the call there. You just can't fight at all if Drow gets jumped. Because it is going to happen. They will go on her every fight she sticks her nose out.
Roche is now up, by the way. TSM need to find a pick-off immediately. The Riki has not, this specific game, not looked very good. But I think, like you said, it's just because of just the lack of follow-up in terms of stuns specifically. We've seen
a lot of it. It's just the nature of how the strategies match up against each other.
How many black holes have we seen, by the way?
It's not inherently a bad Riki game with his lineup either, but I just think the counters that Spirit have in place and the way they've organized their team fights has made it very difficult for Ari to find impact. Arguably, he's found kills you wouldn't expect, right? He killed the Bloodseeker twice with Blink Strike, but still struggling. I guess the smoke from Team Spirit, if this is successful, if this finds anyone, even Ari would be a good pick here.
Are they going to dust with instant hex from Bryle? Well, the Hoodwink's in a lot of trouble. Oh, collapse with the Hitcher Ride actually saves Mira. It was done successfully, non-meme related, would have died for sure. And now we're going to try to reset. TSM smokes up.
Dire are scanning.
Just stupid item, actually.
You love it.
Well, because if you're using Stampede anyway, it's like it's only useful if they're actually just stunned. Like so specific, you know? I don't know, man. It does feel like a worse version of Pudge Dismember Shard. Mira, he's gonna get slapped, but the instant initiation from Laurel, he's gonna get hexed, but he doesn't care. Pulse Nova's gonna heal him up, he's gonna pop that BKB, and the rest of TSM just trying to hightail away. Looks like Whitemon's going to be the first to die as Kasane getting control on the backside. Does get off the black hole, only onto one. Instantly canceled by Mipochka, who has the first overgrowth. Refreshes, no mana for the second. But obviously does not need it here. Team Spirit going to get the third Roach of the game. This one with the Refresher Shard.
I guess, I mean, this is another thing to think about from the drafting perspective, right? You first picked Riki, the enemy team went Treant Lesh, and you picked Enigma into this Treant that is making your life miserable. This time he canceled the black hole. The previous time, you didn't go for it because of the threat of the cancel, right? So, might be something to take back to the drawing board. Are they just gonna leave Roche on 500 health for fun? Looks like it. Alright. Not really sure what this is all about, if this is some sort of a... okay, alright, they want Yatoro to get it. Fair enough. They were waiting the whole time. I thought, wasn't he the one killing the Roche to begin with?
I couldn't tell you.
Did he travel bot to finish the Coddle kill? That's why, okay, so he traveled bot to do the Coddle kill, and then he has to run back here to leave the Aegis behind for Mira.
Oh, yeah, Mira, very nice.
In case the cart doesn't arrive in time, now the squirrel has 2 lives.
I mean, Laurel is 19-0, so if you're not going to die, the Aegis is not exactly useful.
Yeah, why even bother?
Yeah. That is a ridiculous scoreline.
Arguably should give the Aegis to the Bloodseeker. He has 3 deaths, but he doesn't have a slot for it.
If TSM kills Lesh, they'll probably come back in this game. That's probably like an 80k net worth swing, right? Something like that. As Laurel's going to easily get the mid-racks. I mean, the fact that this is the first set of racks is shocking to me. Team Spirit are playing very passively.
They're paying respect to the possibilities that TSM's lineup does have, right? With their black hole. But this time around, it's not even ready. So.
Oh, the cart! It's used again! This time not really needing it. But they will get the mid-racks.
Very cool.
Yep, Collapse is, he's having fun this game, that's for sure. Alright, 1 set of racks, 52k net worth lead. I mean, they do have good high ground defense, does TSM. They got the Coddle, they got the Drow. And obviously, the threat of the Black Hole, which hasn't been a threat at all this game, is still something in the back of your mind.
Marl's still... Okay, never mind. Never mind.
I will say, if you did have Aegis, you could end this game a lot faster. Yatoro goes in with the BKB, Abyssal Blade as well. Kasane gets off the Black Hole finally. It's only onto one, but it is a very important one. Yatoro trying to get a kill so he can get up to a high HP, but the cart keeps him alive. Very important usage from Collapse. Nothing more demoralizing than getting killed by a Bloodseeker that is inside an ancient cart, as GGs are called. So game one goes to Team Spirit. This was a 55-minute game that, you know, was kind of over 25 minutes ago. Yeah. The TSM, they held on for quite a while. And it felt like Team Spirit were playing around a bit towards the end, at least.
Yeah, at the same time, I think there's something to be said about the difficulties of pushing into a lineup like this, right? Multi-shot, everything Coddle has, Tombstone, Black Hole, Dart. It's just a lot of annoying things, and Spirit don't want to take the risk of messing up and getting the enemy team a comeback in the game, but I would agree, for the most part, 25 minutes ago, this felt like this one was going to go their way, right? 30 minutes in, they got that big fight win that swung the win expectancy by a ton as well, and just started building it up. And worth keeping in mind, Dota Plus always loves Enigma, right? For its win predictabilities, so...
True.
It's probably a little bit more skewed than what reality was for a game like this, from my perspective. But, yeah, nice play from Spirit. I really think they drafted a well-rounded lineup here. I love the Bloodseeker pick against what they were up, what they were facing. Would like to see TSM in the next game bring a little bit more action to the table. I think the Ricky really wanted to, but was struggling to find his place in the game on the map. So if you are going to first pick this Ricky, maybe picking a combination with it that kills better. Or if you want to play this style, double down on it, commit harder, and round it out in a more impactful way with your team. But yeah, Spirit just kind of outclassing them in this game, to be honest.
Yep. 2-game series, of course, so game 2 will be coming up shortly. Laurel ends this game, as we said, 20-0-11. We'll go to a quick break, and we will be back shortly for game number 2. We have, so we have highlight. I mean, I can't see anything, so I don't know what we're looking at. Syndra, can you see anything?
I'm blind.
Okay, we're blind. We're going to be looking at highlights. What do you think of these highlights, Syndra?
Blind.
This is a great stun by Collapse, of course, who played the Centaur. You can see, we're going to be seeing, of course, highlights of the cart being used many times that actually probably won them the game, I think, the Aghanim Scepter on the Centaur. Would you agree with that, Cinderin?
Yes.
And Laurel, of course, you won't be seeing any clips of him dying, because, like we said, he didn't die this entire game. That is, of course, a bit of a spoiler, so apologies if you just started watching 5 seconds ago, because I did mention it 10 seconds ago. But what else about this game stood out to you, Cinderin? The Enigma, we saw 3 black holes the entire game. I think maybe all 3 on single targets. I mean, this was a hard game for him, for sure.
It was very hard. They just did a really good job playing around it. I mean, I think you pretty much covered the biggest part of this game for me. Yeah, if TSM's lineup can't manage to get a teamfight win, get an objective, they had this one hope where they killed Yatoro and looked toward the Roche. That was kind of their moment in the game. But they got counterplayed there, end up losing the big teamfight and the Aegis, and then that game was just kind of, it was cruising from there on out in Spirit. So, yeah, that's pretty much the game for me.
Yeah, so Team Spirit take a 1-0 advantage to start us out here. The score, is that actually the kill score? 38-8? What? That is absurd. It felt like, I mean, mid-game it was extremely even. That's the thing that was, but we kept talking about how the pace didn't really feel like it was in TSM's favor, because Brile was getting a couple of kills early, but they weren't able to really get any of the towers that early on. Are we going to break production? Is that what we're doing? Okay, we're going to break, guys. We'll be back for game 2.